All right. Okay. Okay. I'm Jesse, David, Joshua, an AI generalist. Joshua is the first person to tell me what he does. Okay. So, solid welcome down to Joshua. All right. Thank you very much for joining in the session today. Thank you very much for joining in the session today. Really thankful for that. Okay. Really thankful for that majorly. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. My name is Blessing, and an automation developer. I want to see how Cloud Code can be used to design code and optimize development. My name is Victor. I'm a product manager joining from Lekki, Lagos. I hope to gain an understanding and knowledge of what it takes to build products with AI, not just build, but have a deeper understanding of AI and how I can use it to develop products faster. Okay. Thank you very much for that as well. Thank you very much for that as well. Let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. 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 Okay, let's keep it coming. I can still see a couple more. All right, let's keep it coming and I'll read them out as they are. Okay. So if you know anybody that's going to, you know, have interest in the session or anything of sort, okay, you can share the link of the session with them, and they can they can as well join. They can as well join in. Okay, they can as well join in. All right, they can as well join in. We're super duper glad to have every single one of us on here. Okay, all right, let's keep it coming. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for keeping it coming. I can see quite a lot. My name is Aniede Chidubem Raphael Emmanuel, joining in from Apapa, Lagos. I'm a tech enthusiast looking to learn how to build websites. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to kickstart by sharing my screen. Okay, and we are going to get started with we're going to get started with the session. Okay, we're going to get started with the session. Okay, if you can see my screen, let me see your thumbs up. If you can see my screen, let me see your thumbs up. All right. Super. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Tonight we're going to be looking at a very secluded topic. Okay. How to build websites, applications, and SaaS products faster with AI, and how you can get paid globally. Okay. How you can build these systems faster with AI, and how you can do what, and how you can get paid globally. All right. These are things that we are intending to look at, as a developer, or as somebody that is new to tech, or as somebody that is trying to get into tech end to end and all of those things majorly. Okay. We are succinctly looking at how you can get started. All right, how you can get started with how you can get started with tech end to end. All right. So moving ahead, all right, you're either in this session, okay, you're either in this session for a couple of reasons. Okay, you are joining me in this session tonight for a couple of reasons. One of the first ones would most likely be that, oh, you're trying to you're trying to get something to work with. Okay, you're trying to get something to work with. You are not able to, utilize the skill that you have to get enough in the market. Okay, you have to wait before something comes up, all right, before you are able to do what you are able to um you're able to work, with other things succinctly well. So you're more or less like you're looping through proposals, decline contracts, proposals, invoices, rejected proposals. You're just wallowing in that majorly. Okay, and you're looking for one thing or the other to add to what you already have at the moment, or you're either a worker that is also looking for an extra gig that they can utilize. Okay? You're constantly looking for the next client. You're constantly trying to look at how you can survive. You're constantly looking at, oh, how can this my salary, how would it, be enough for me? Because when that salary even comes in, it already has pins all over the body. And when I mean pins, that means pieces of that salary are going to what? Are going to some certain dedications. Okay. And another thing is what? You are more or less looking for you're more or less trying to look at how can you implement faster, how can you move ahead from, oh, going through a lot of tutorials, going through a lot of things, towards having to do what, towards having to implement very very fast. Okay, towards having to implement very very fast. So if you're that professional and you're with me here tonight, you're welcome, because we're going to be demystifying all of those things. We're going to be demystifying all of those things majorly. Okay. Another reason is because maybe the local income ceiling is not even near to what you are trying to even achieve. Okay, you want dollars, but you don't have the direction. Okay, you're welcome to this session as well. Okay, you want dollars, you want to earn enough money and all of those things, but you're still lacking direction. Like there's no proper aligned, direction as well. If you're that type of professional as well, you're welcome to my mist. Okay, or you're just generally somebody that you're trying to, sort of look at how you can start something majorly. Okay, you are also welcome to my session tonight. Okay, we are Analytics Business, and what we do over here is to build a career launchpad for professionals across several fields consisting of AI, data, HR, and software development, and so on and so forth as well. We don't only train professionals or individuals like you, okay? We train businesses as well, end to end. And we've been existing for the past 5 years, and we've been able to help close to 3,000 professionals, okay? And me here, I am Abdullah Daula Musa, Deputy Head of Training and Operations here at Analytics Business. And I would say you're welcome to my gathering tonight. Okay. And I'll make sure that you have the best test. If there's a word like that, I'll make sure you have the best time you're going to have tonight. Okay. I would need you to have, hands-on. Is it because I said best test? That's why you laughed, Ficola me. All right. So that's just on a lighter note, by the way. Okay. So basically, we're going to look at things very, very well. Me and you together are going to have hands-on, all right, tonight in tonight's session majorly. Okay, so that is what we do on here. And 5 years in the game, walk through data, social media, logistics, and several other industries as though um, I'm a generalist myself. Okay. And I've trained close to 12 cohorts, okay, consisting of AI automation engineering and currently AI video content creation as well. Okay. So just trust me, you're going to have the best time here tonight. Okay. So let's get right into it. Okay. Now in the world today, we have the manual era, which is the old way, literally, of how professionals literally do it. Okay, there are systems to what they do. There are systems to what they handle and every single thing of sort. Okay, so but before I continue, I would love to mention that if you would love to get the materials, the recordings, and everything that's going to be utilized in tonight's session, please and please, I would need you to fill in the form in the chat box. Okay, I'll need you to fill in the form in the chat box. So let me just quickly check if I have one of the admins with me here. Okay, so I'll need you to help me fill in the form. Okay, the attendance form is going to be dropping um, consecutively, and I'll need you to help me fill in the form. All right. I'll need you to help me fill in the form majorly. Okay, just a moment. Let me just get one of the admins on here and they are able to help me out on that. Okay, but regardless, as we move on majorly. Okay. Um, okay, so let's get right into it. Okay. One of the most conventional ways or one of the most conventional areas that we know that developers go through. So if you are a developer, an aspiring one, or an experienced one, apologies, I'm about to throw shades at you. Okay. The manual era, but please don't get offended. Okay. Um, the manual era is that we have to hand code, Stack Overflow and all of those things majorly. All right. I was still watching a video today telling me about Stack Overflow and the usage over time. It has declined rapidly over time due to the fact that we have a lot of LLMs that can support with resources in today's age and time, but not every person that wants to get started in tech and so on and so forth like that would get to, work with things like this. Okay. So we have the manual era, hand coding every line. There are a couple of physical efforts and things of sorts majorly. Okay. This way, the core action is that, it can take a long time before deployment goes on and so on and so forth like that. But we are in the new way, we're in the new era. Okay. This is new money now, not old money any longer. Okay. This is new money. And what? And guess what? We are what? We are already generating stuffs within minutes. We are generating stuffs within and time of deployment of projects are already getting faster. Okay, they're already getting faster. All right, and we're going to be practicalizing that in today's program where we would get to see businesses online and we will try to replicate and try to see what we can also build for them majorly. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to be utilizing Google Stitch. All right, I'm going to be walking you through a bit of steps. Okay, Google Stitch would be what we would use to build the framework. But before we go into that, I want you to know that when we want to build a SaaS product, a website, an application, it goes through some certain loop of structure. Okay. And one of the first loop of structure, apart from gathering the product requirements, documents, and all of those things, is what is wireframing. Okay, as a developer or as somebody that is new to this, okay, it's very, very essential that you know that what wireframing is very, very important before we even get to do what, before we get to build the backend setup, before we integrate the backend to the front end, before we now start fixing the bugs, before we now launch. Okay, that is the what, that's the old way I just shared with you. Okay, that's the old way I just shared with you. All right. Now, wireframing, it would consist of you looking at how you can structure out the back end of the product so that it is able to do what, it is able to integrate seamlessly to what the front end looks like. Another part of wireframing is what UI UX. Okay. UI UX design. Okay, designing how the application would do what, how the application would look like. Okay, designing how the application would look like. All right, and that is where Google Stitch comes in for majority of developers, founders, developers, non-tech professionals that are trying to put their, their mindset out there, or trying to put their, their thoughts out there about a particular product, and so on and so forth, like that majorly. Okay, so if you've not heard of Google Stitch before, we're going to walk through it today, and we are going to do something very, very fantastic. Okay, if you are ready to jump in with me, let me see your thumbs up. If you are ready to jump in with me, let me see your thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up. I can just see a little number of people. I can only see a little number of people. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. So I am going to bring one of my tabs up now. Okay. So just confirm if you can see that tab. If you can see my new tab, just let me see your thumbs up. All right, super. Thank you very much for that. And one of the things that I'm going to work with, first of all, is Google Maps. Don't ask me why, okay? I'm going to share with you why I am going to Google Maps first of all. Okay? Who can drop the wildest guess? I said we wanted to use Google Stitch, but I'm going to Google Maps. Okay? All right. But I'm going to Google Maps. There's a reason why I'm going to Google Maps, and I'm going to share that with you. Okay? There's a hidden framework to getting clients. Okay? And one of the exactly, thank you very much for that, Josie Media. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. Really, really love that insight. Okay, we're going to look for businesses without websites. Okay, we're going to look for businesses without websites. Okay, and we're going to do that, in a jiffy. Okay, we're going to do that in a jiffy. So let me quickly go through my comment section, and I just want to pick somebody as a case study. Okay, I want to pick somebody as a case study. Just a moment. Hmm. Nobody really dropped. Nobody really dropped what they do. Okay, so let's just move ahead. Okay, we're just going to search for car businesses. All right, we just want to search for car businesses. All right, car businesses. Um, car businesses in. I'm trying to pick a state in Nigeria. I'm trying to pick a state in Nigeria. I don't want to pick Lagos. Okay, let me go for Abuja. All right. So let me just let me just go for Abuja. Okay. I'll just go for Abuja. All right. And we have quite a couple of we have quite a couple of businesses. Okay, we have quite a couple of businesses. All right. Um, and we're going to do that for just a moment. We're going to look through. Okay. This is Cirkin Motor Autos. Okay. Hopefully, yes, it should have a website. Okay. But we're trying to look for a business that does not have a website. Okay. We're trying to look for a business that do not have a website, or their website is done badly. Okay. Want to try and offer them a very, very good, a very, very good one, majorly. Their website is done badly, and want to try and give them something very, very good. Okay. So I'm going to select some of these businesses and open their URLs. For some of them, it might not be correct. Okay. For some of them, their URLs might not be correct because a couple of them usually drop their URL, you know, lazily. Okay, so you've seen how Cirkin Motor website loaded, right? So that is one. Okay, but we are having difficulties loading for this guy and this guy, surprisingly. Okay, that was the third one that we loaded right there, but we're having difficulties loading for this guy and this guy. Okay, let's just try and check through. Okay, let's just try and check through if we can get them, if we can get their websites. Oh, and this website doesn't look too good. Okay, okay, all right. Because of security reasons, I won't be using anybody's URL. Please, apologies. Okay, okay. So we have quite a couple of businesses right here. Okay. So let's just go ahead and choose Brim Autos. So Brim Autos, I think their website is not looking, it's not really loading up. Okay. So we can take we can take cues from Brim Autos. Okay. Let's just take a look at the cars that they have in store. Okay. They have very, very solid ones. Okay. They have very, very solid ones. But I won't be using any of their images. Okay, so we'll just do with what we have. Okay, we have brimautos.com, and I think we can just gather a bit of information about them. Okay, we can just gather a bit of information about them. So I'll just take a screenshot from Google Maps like this. Okay, I'll just take a screenshot from Google Maps like this. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so let's just quickly come up. Okay, so I just want to grab a little bit of details about them, where they are from, what they do, and so on and so forth, like that majorly. Okay, so, and I'm going to take a screenshot. All right, so I have that screenshot saved on my system at the moment, and I am going to go down to what? I'm going to go down to Claude. All right, I'm going to go down to Claude AI to generate a PRD, a prompt that for I can use for my website. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to pick my files. Okay. I'm just going to pick my file, a screenshot. I'll upload it to Claude. Okay. If you can still see my screen, let me see your thumbs up. If you can still see my screen, let me see your thumbs up. Okay. All right. Okay, so you should be able to still see my screen. Okay, so I'm just going to tell Claude, all right? I'm going to tell Claude that I want to build a website for just a moment. I want to build a website for this business, Brains Autos. I think that's their name, if I'm not mistaken. If I am not mistaken, Brains Autos, yes. All right, cool. So Brains Autos, um, these are a bit of details. Okay, so as I'm building and as you're watching, please, I would want you to also fill in the attendance form so you can have access to what I am doing as well at the moment, as well as the recording and everything of sorts majorly. Okay, so these are a bit of details I was able to scrape. Okay, um, from Google Maps. Um, so I've given it a bit of context. Now I'm going to use the GRASP framework. Okay, I'm purposely writing it here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, to write my prompt further. Okay, I'm going to give it a goal. I'm going to give it a role. I'm going to give it additional context. I'm going to give it structure. And I'm going to give it parameters. Okay, so this one is more or less like a free stuff I'm going to tell you for tonight. Okay, so goal is what I want to build a website. Okay, for Brains Autos. Okay, I want to build a website for Brains Autos, and I would love to use Google Stitch to build the wire, to build the UI UX interface of the website. Okay, so that is one. Another thing is the role. Okay, if you have any questions for me, kindly drop them in the chat box. Okay, so another thing is the role. Okay, the role is that I want you to act as a professional UI UX designer. Okay, so you give your AI a role to work with as well. Okay, so you want to give it additional context. Okay, Brims Autos is a Nigerian brand. The website should give off a Nigerian feeling alongside uh to give off a Nigerian feeling. I'm thinking of some other things to add as well. So additional context is like giving it more information. So alongside their address and everything of sorts, their address, you know, um, attached in the image above. Okay. Well, you don't really need the structure and parameters. Okay. So, but let's just go ahead. Let's it have 5 pages. Okay. The home page, the about us, what else? The the services, you know, um, nothing really much. So let's just leave it at that. Okay, contact us, and I think we're good. Okay. So don't forget to fill in the feedback form as well as you are watching in. Okay. So we'll just say let's say have just these 4 pages. Okay. Let's say let's say have these 4 pages. You're still with me. Let me see your thumbs up. All right, super. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so we'll move ahead. Okay, so we have the goal, the role, the the context and everything of sorts. Okay. Um, I need an extensive prompt. I can in creating sell to clients is not to more or less say, hey, I'm upselling to you or anything of sorts. Okay. So the major goal is just to have a wireframe that you can showcase to the client. You can bring them to a call with this, then you can close them from there. Okay. So one of the major issues that we saw with Brim Autos was that their website was not loading. Right. So their website was not loading. And it's something that it's alarming. Okay, it's something that is alarming, right? So we could literally check in with them. Another thing about this is that it has their phone number. I could literally call them and have a discussion with them. Okay. And they're able to still pick up my call and we're able to get started on a deal together. Okay. So that way we get aligned, everybody's moving, on a very, very good level as well. Okay. So let's just move with the speed of light. Okay, so that's one issue with their websites. Okay, so while that is loading, we have Google Stitch. Okay, we have Google Stitch, and with Google Stitch, sorry, so we have Google Stitch, and with Google Stitch, you can, build a web app, a website, an application, and things of sort majorly. Okay. So Stitch with google.com, that is where the URL is. You can build your wireframes from there and you're good to go. Okay. So I'll just click on try now and it's going to take me to the interface. Okay. I'm just going to click on try now and it will take me to the interface. All right. So while that is loading, let me quickly access my Claude again. While that is loading, let me access my Claude again. Okay, superb. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I have my what? I have my Claude that's giving me the details. Okay. I already have all the prompts ready to go. And guess what? I can just click on copy full prompt here. And let me just tell this guy to relax right here. And I'm just going to do what? I'm just going to paste. Okay. It has the URL already. For the colors, you can see the colors. I can change the color. I can change everything needed and things of sorts as well. Okay. So it's not generic to you having one vibe towards everything. No. Okay. You can do what you can. you can modify it end to end. Okay, you can modify it end to end. All right, so it's going to generate for me now, and we're going to do what? We're going to recreate. Okay, so I don't want to add any flair whatsoever. Okay, I don't want to add any flair whatsoever. So let me just run, and it's going to start creating, okay, for me. Now, the reason or what it has been able to do for us is that this wireframing step that could have taken weeks, okay, is what we are doing within hours, and within days we are able to wrap up on it. Okay, we are able to quickly do one or two things on it. Then within like a week or two, we've finalized on the wireframing aspect. And how would you love to know if we are able to complete these other areas, or we are able to fix we're able to fix these other areas, within a month, and we're able to launch whatever web app we need to launch. It's going to be a very, very fantastic stuff. So while that is going on, all right, another thing that I would love to say is that businesses pay for these things because you're able to deliver with efficiency, you're able to deliver with speed, you're able to deliver with, end-to-end structures as well, okay, non-stop without having to do any stress whatsoever. Okay, so because one of the things that the job market rewards is leverage majorly. Okay, so it won't reward you if you are still using, if it is by reward. Okay, the donkey would have been one of the richest animals, okay, on the planet Earth. How how they use donkeys to lift like loads of stuff, you know, and so on and so forth, like that majorly. Okay. So if it was by effort, if it was by, by that, it would have been the most rewarded animal on earth. Okay. Um, so the smartest is being rewarded for job, okay, when it comes to job. So, and AI is coming to also help you refuse that majorly. Okay, is coming to help you, help you put it together back again, and you are able to, pick it up again in your career. Okay, so become 10 times more efficient, become 10 times more faster, and you are able to help them, implement these AI systems to make sure that, they are moving at the speed of light majorly. And with products like this, you can start setting up by, having retainer agreements, like monthly recurring retainers and all of those things. You can make real money from stuffs like this majorly. Another thing why uh I love about, Google Maps end to end, about Google Maps, like I said the other time, is that it gives me like a tons of businesses that I can explore. The only thing remaining for me is just my what? Is just my sales. Okay, my selling skills. That's the only thing that remains for me. Okay, that's the only thing that remains for me. The ability to get people to join in with me. And I would say start small, which is start from your country, start from your homeland. And from there, you can do what? You can scale as well. You can choose a niche, you can choose a business, you can choose anything of sorts whatsoever. Okay. And you are able to build. Okay. So going back to our stitch, okay, you can see that it is building end to end. Okay, and this is the agent log. Okay, you can see it has built the color palette, as you can see right here. Can we see the color palette? If you can see the color palette, let me see your thumbs up. Okay, superb. So it has started building. Let's just give it time, all right, and it will finish the build. As you can see, it's already generating the screens as well. Okay, this is the color palette, this is the screens that it is generating already for me. It's already generating it without any hassle whatsoever, guys. Okay, all I just had to do was just to lock in my prompt and it is able to do what? It is able to create this on here. Okay, so this is just the first step towards building, building a website. It's more or less like building a feel of the website. How is it going to look like? So you can make changes to it before it gets to the final build. Okay, before it gets to the final build majorly. All right, and like I said the other time, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a fresh graduate, with learning a skill like this, if you're an engineer, product manager, you are able to upskill. You're able to add a plus one to your skill. Okay, and that's where we have the AI software and web developer program, also known as vibe coding as well. Okay, so maybe you're a professional that is trying to do this for other businesses, do this for your business, or implement end to end as well. Okay, so this is something very, very exciting for you to get into. Okay, so guys, can we see this? Ooh la la, sweet designs. I'm even it weak me. What can I say again? What can I say again? The design weak me. But don't let me make too much mouth. Let's just continue looking at it like this. Okay, let's just continue looking at it like this. And this is this is very, very interesting. This is interesting. It has designed all the pages. Okay, and I am able to do what? I am able to look through each and every one of it, each and every one of it. That's not the only thing I can do. You can see the pages. This is the home page that it has generated for me. This is the about us page that's generated for me. This is the contact us page that's generated for me. And lastly, this is the services page. Okay, so let me just do something. Let me just connect it. Let me connect it so it can create a prototype for me. A prototype would more or less mean like, okay, if I was to use it on the web, how would it look like? Okay, if I was to use it on the web, how would it look like? Okay, so it is creating the prototype for me. As you can see, it's already David, no, no, don't remove UI designer yet. Okay, there is a reason why I said so. All right. Remember when I said the other time that apart from the fact that you would get very, very used or very, very set up, and that's the major reason why you must learn this skill as well. It would make your work faster. That is the major thing. See it from the light that, oh, it makes my work faster. Okay, look at it from that light. Okay, not from the light of, oh, it's going to take over whatsoever. Okay, so that's one thing majorly. All right, so you're going to get the recording for this. Okay, so let's just preview this, guys. Let's preview this. Okay, I'm just going to double click to open. No, 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 no. Let me try and see if I can. Okay, so let's try and see if I can open on a new tab. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Um, Open direct link. So I can more or less share this with anybody whatsoever. Okay, I'm trying to see how I can, showcase it on like a exactly. This was what I was looking for. This was what I was looking for. Okay. Um, is this going to beat? Is this going to beat um Serikin Motors Autos stuff yet? I don't know. Okay, but with more edits, with more structures, we can do more things better. Okay, so say for example, I want to add their logo. All I can just do is just to come to Stitch. I can more or less I can still take a screenshot of the area I want to change, add those changes right here, and it gets to work. Okay, so I can use more prompts as well to discuss with it, tell it what it wants to change. Okay, so as you can see down here is saying what would you like to change or create. Okay, so that's part of that majorly. Okay, so let's just go to the about us page. So as you can see, this is the about us page. Okay, all right, so as you can see, our story, this and that, that and this, Google status verified. I can go through this, okay, and I can give this to a developer to say, hey, look at it, or use this to create something for me. Okay, use this to create something for me. It looks like an executive type of brand. Okay, so that's one thing majorly. So this is our services page: new car, used cars, financing, delivery, this and that, that and this. Okay, and think contact us too should work. All right. So it has their address, has their phone. This is their website URL. I can decide to start a WhatsApp conversation, maybe connect my WhatsApp API to this. Okay. And I can just fill in the details, and it gets so interactive from there majorly. Super, super interesting. Okay. So I can change this to the WhatsApp, the Google Maps, what's it called as well. I can change this to the Google Maps URL. So as I edit, I'm able to, but the first look of this, it looks so, so superb. It looks so, so superb. Okay. And there are other things as well that I can use to access this. Okay. There are other things as well. Okay. Um, so Lexus LX600, I didn't give it any image. Okay, it went to do the job by itself. It went to do the job by itself. Okay, so and that's that majorly. Okay, so you want to export, you can export, you can select your screens, you can export to Figma, you can export via zip. Okay, have an MCP, take it to your Google AI Studio, and so on and so forth like that. Google AI Studio is more or less like another vibe coding software. Or also you can take it down to your you can also take it down to your Google anti-gravity as well. So all of these are areas that are very, very succinct and well to do. Okay, so enough of my grammar. Did we like that? Did we like that? Let me hear. Let me wait. Let me wait. Okay, we're feeling funky about it, right? Okay, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Okay, and we've had students that have done this. Okay, I won't call them students, they're already associates now. Some of them already having their what's it called? Okay, some of them already having their own agencies and things of sorts. So for example, we have Olusegun Agbolade. Okay, he's already had his own agency and is doing like a very, very strong stuff for other businesses as well. Okay, so and they follow this particular pattern to do or to learn, to package himself, to apply to these things, and they're able to get their job. So we've also had other professionals as well. Okay, some of the global success that we've had are former teachers. Okay, I saw somebody mention it in comment section the other time. Like, oh, I'm an IT professional and a teacher. Okay, so this is your cue to get started with something that would get you up. Okay, and those people are no other than Pavel and also Bukola. These people were able to go through the same learning pattern as associates here with us at Tenalytics Business, and they were able to get and scale up end to end as well. Okay, so we had other people, and with that, they are able to, go scale, build in several areas that they've been able to build in. Okay, and our program is not a program that would mean, oh, here is your certificate, you have your pre-recorded videos, you have your this, you have your that. Okay, that's not what we do on here. Okay, we do not We are not portraying the habit of not giving you live access to an instructor or getting a mentorship, getting career support. All of those things are resigned on here. And this is what you actually get. Okay. Not a one-time course, but a lifetime guaranteed program. Okay. With us majorly. You get 8 weeks live training, Saturdays, 3 hours, case study, what case study focused. You also have other areas like your weekly mentorship, your technical support sessions, your CV review and revamp structure, your LinkedIn optimization structure. These are things that would package you, okay, that you would use for, packaging yourself as a professional, after learning the skill, putting yourself out there, getting to know which other areas you need to get to, and so on and so forth, like that majorly. And one beautiful thing about it is that all your sessions are going to be recorded such that when you get your job call up, you can always prep for your interview with our in-house professionals, and you can also get your job reference letter as well. Okay, you get your job reference letter, get on the job support as it goes, and you are able to do what you're able to get a certification that is ACTD accredited and as well CPD accredited. Okay, so these two accreditations, satisfy employers that are Europeans, succinctly well. Uh, it's an internationally recognized certificate. Okay, this puts their mind to rest that, oh, such professional coming in, they are able to do what they are able to, more or less, okay, have hands-on structure, and they are very solid for the job. And this is very good for those of us that are looking to travel out as well. Okay, you can get opportunities like that as well, and you are able to utilize things like this to scale out there majorly. Okay, I can see some hands raised. I will answer those questions. Raphael, Ovi, Gideon, I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions whatsoever. All right, I'm going to answer your questions whatsoever. Okay, so basically, apart from the training, you learn how you can work end to end with building websites, applications, and not just applications, crude applications, and I mean heavy types of applications end to end. Okay, so that way we're able to scale ahead. So one other thing is that opportunities like this won't fall on your laps, and you must take proper action. You must take proper action. Okay, you must take proper action as well. Okay, so basically, to just move ahead, we've had one of our cohorts already running. We already have one of our cohorts already running, and basically, you get all of this, like we mentioned, and I need just 5 people that would join me for the program, okay? Or would also love to book their slots for the next cohort that is starting, okay? So this is the last round for this actually. We've been running this since the start of March. All right. So this is the last call up for it. Okay. So if you're looking to still get clarity into all other types of our programs, we have AI automation engineering, we have AI for software, AI for software and website development. Okay. We also have AI for video and content creation. Okay. So these are succinct area. So instead of you to pay 250,000 naira a normal price, okay, you get to pay either 150,000 naira or 120,000 naira. 120,000 naira will serve for a one-time payment for your program, and 150,000 naira would cover for what? 3 installments. It would cover for 3 installments. It would cover for 3 installments. Okay. And you can do that on our website. My colleagues are going to drop the link in a moment. My colleagues are going to drop the link in a moment. Okay. So, so you can do what? You can access all of this as well. Okay. Um, and you can send me a DM after the payment. Okay. You can send me a DM after the payment. Okay. You can send me a DM after the payment. Okay, so while I'm also trying to get that across, okay, I can see a question. My question is, after all formats of the site displays and all components, um, ideas have been created via rough sketch using AI tools, why is it also necessary for a developer to furthermore work on it again, sir? Okay, so ideas have been generated. Who will bring it to life is the developer end to end. That would more or less guide the developer to do what? To be able to make certain changes, certain implementations, and all of those things of sorts to the website. Okay, so or to the application. All right. So not all parts are going to be rendered easily that way. Okay. So as a developer, you get to do what you get to learn, whatnot or whatsoever. Okay. So that is that about that majorly. Okay. So do I have any other questions again? Any other person? OV. I think I saw OV the other time. Hi, OV. Would you love to unmute your mic?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you, Ovi.
Okay. I
Yeah.
want to get a clarity on something. What you produce on Google Stitch, can't anti-gravity give you exactly the same output? That is one. Anti-gravity and Google Stitch, which one is more powerful in building or vibe coding?
Okay. So, Ovi, I would say that Google Anti-Gravity is solely for coding, and you can more or less implement with, you can more or less implement with, just a moment. Okay, so you can more or less implement with your designs and everything of sort. So think of it like this, okay? Think of it like this. Your Google Anti-Gravity and your Google Stitch, they work hand in hand together. So Google Stitch is very, very good when it comes to building wireframes and all of those things. Then you can export as a zip file. You can unfold it inside of Google Anti-Gravity, then it more or less gives Google Anti-Gravity a mind to say, okay, I already have these files now. Okay, I need to build more on it. So it gives it like a baseline and an inspiration for what to build. I hope you understand. So Google Stitch would more or less give it like those in-depth, visuals, renders, and everything. So he knows that, okay, this is the vibe of what I'm creating. This is how I am creating it. I'm expected to render it out in coded format. Okay. So for those of us that are already receiving the link, okay, for those of us that are already receiving the link, you can just do what? You can just go in to 10 analytics business. Okay. You can just go into 10 analytics business and you can sign up for one of our programs succinctly well. So we have other programs available as well. Okay, we have other programs available as well. Okay, such as the AI for software and website development. Okay, so I'm just going to sign in. So we have that there majorly. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so you should be able to access this. Okay, you should be able to access this. And if, as well, if you are not able to make your payment, you can always reach out to me so I can guide you on here. All right. So this is for those of us that want to take charge of the current uh of the current sales period. Okay, we started the program, we started the cohort. If you still want to join the May cohort, this is your cue to join in, and this is the last time this is going to be happening. Okay, so from next week, okay, we're going to be having a new revised sales structure. Okay, and the first five people that will get in are going to get instant access to our mentorship program. For those of us that already joined in before, all right, we've already given you like full access to that. Okay, so you're going to get access to our mentorship program ASAP, and they're going to get access to a portfolio project that you can work with end to end. Okay, so like the advice on the screen says, securing your spot is very, very crucial tonight. The danger is not AI taking the jobs. It is what? It is about the people who will know how to utilize AI very, very well. Okay. So you can decide to start your journey immediately. And like I said, only the first five people enjoys this. Only the first five people gets this majorly. Okay. The links to make payments are in the chat box, and you can succinctly make payments using that, end to end. Okay. All right. So Gideon, I can still see your hand raised. Do you have any question for me? Gideon, you're muted if you're speaking. Okay, so I will take that as a no. All right, so with that, we'll succinctly come to an end of tonight's program. Okay, I would more or less prompt us to do what to get into the program, and you can also take use of this opportunity to do what to get into the next cohort that is set to start. All you just have to do is make a lock-in payment, and you are able to do what you are able to get in. All right, you are able to get in. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in the session tonight. It was a superb one with me tonight. Thank you very much all for joining in, and let's have a great night rest. Cheers, everyone. Bye.